When do you remove reviews? Can I give free or discounted copies of my books to readers? Do you remove reviews posted by friends and family? Do you remove reviews about earlier versions of updated books? All valid questions, and we're going to discuss more about how to get reviews for your book in today's episode, so make sure you stay tuned. Imagine winning $5,000 for your self-published book. Get more details from our sponsors, the North Street Book Prize competition, later in this video. Hey, I'm Dale L. Roberts, a best-selling author as well as a self-publishing advocate who wants to show you how to publish books that sell. And today I'm going to talk a little bit more about the importance of book reviews and, more importantly, how Amazon really recommends that you do that and still, stay within their terms of service. The importance of reviews is simply this. By having someone review your book, it's getting social proof, because you can brag all you want to about your book. You can say it's a bestseller, but at the end of the day, people want to have third-party credibility in order to influence their decision to purchase your book. That's where reviews come in. And obviously, having no reviews gets it to where someone's gonna be a little leery about whether they want to buy it or not, because obviously, you're publishing within a niche, and there's other books that may already have reviews, and they might go after the ones with reviews than, say, yours without it. So that's why we want to make sure we get you equipped with as many reviews as possible, so it gives the customer a more informed decision when they go to buy your book. So what is Amazon's stance when it comes to the reviews? Customers value unbiased book reviews. You're welcome to encourage others to read your book and post the reviews on its detail page. In fact, Amazon went on to further answer 4 questions when it came to book reviews, and those are the ones that I discussed at the very outset of this video. Number 1, when does Amazon remove reviews? There are a few things that Amazon considers when removing some reviews. Number 1, does the review violate their community guidelines? And the community guidelines is fairly in-depth. I could probably do an entire hour's worth of a video about the community guidelines. I just recommend that you just Google up KDP community guidelines for reviews, find out more details. Number 2 is when 2 titles were incorrectly linked. So for some reason, they took one ebook from an author and they took the print book of something altogether different and got linked up somehow. Let's say it was a completely different publication altogether, and they had 2 reviews mixed up when it shouldn't have been there in the first place. So it's every now and then, it's a rare occasion that something gets linked together for whatever reason. And number 3 is if a review disappears. Now, sometimes reviews disappear, and there's a number of reasons why they do that. If for some reason you're like, I don't know why, my mom or my best friend or one of my followers put in a review, it's disappeared. What gives? What they recommended is not you, the author, do this, but you recommend the reader do this, that you're going to reach out to community-help@amazon.com, and you can ask why it was removed from there. The second question was, can you give free or discounted copies of your books to readers? Yes, but you cannot have any kind of demand. So there can't be any kind of an exchange or any way of influencing that person. So you can't say, I'm going to give you this free copy of my book, but you have to leave a review. Sadly, that is an exchange. You can give them the book and say, it would be nice if you reviewed it, but you can't say, hey, you have to do it. And the next one is no incentives. So you can't say inside your book, I'm going to give you some Tiffany's jewelry if you leave a review of my book. Yes, by the way, there was an author that did that at one point. You can't say, I will give you a $5 Amazon gift card if you leave a review of my book over on Amazon. Amazon doesn't like that. Again, that's kind of like influencing the reader to leave, say, a positive review of some sort. You don't want to do that. The third question was, does Amazon remove reviews by friends and family? In their words, simply being friends or liked on a social media site will not get a review removed. Now, I've got my stance on this one, and I'm sorry I'm gonna have to put my tinfoil hat on this one. Amazon actually owns a social media platform called Goodreads, in which you can actually put your reviews there, and some of them you can actually get it to where it's linked to your Amazon profile, so then it would put all those reviews over on Amazon's website and vice versa, and also to integrate with Goodreads. You can actually log in with one of your social media accounts, including Facebook. So there's that integration there. So this is where the tinfoil hat comes in. Some people have believed that if you do that integration, it starts to kind of mix up and it removes that separation of church and state, and it becomes a little bit more messy, and then they start to see that there's an unbiased relationship that is soiled by your connection with them through, say, Facebook. Now they say it's supposed to be good, that you should be fine if they're a social media follower, that it's not gonna affect you, but this is my stance on it. What do you think? Before we get to the very next step, I want to share with you how you can win up to $5,000 with your self-published children's book. WinningWriters.com presents the 6th annual North Street Book Prize competition that is available for self-published authors just like you in 6 different categories, and one of those categories happens to be children's picture books. They're awarding up to $12,500 for all the winners across various categories. If you'd like to enter for a chance to win the grand prize of $5,000, head on over to winningwriters.com/Dale. And the last question, does Amazon remove reviews about earlier versions of updated books? Again, I got to kind of go over to Amazon in this one, and they actually state customers may call attention to aspects of the book that you've changed. This may make content in earlier reviews irrelevant. However, we won't remove the reviews if they don't violate our community guidelines. You might want to update your book in some of these cases. Now, they show you how to update your book inside this whole post right here, and they also tell you how to notify customers that have earlier versions. I've had some issues in the past and with some of my publications where I updated the interiors, but for whatever reason, it didn't go across all devices. So say for instance, someone bought your book back in 2015, you updated it in 2020, you sent a notification out to all the customers to update it. Sometimes it just doesn't work for all devices. Now that you know how to get reviews for your book, how exactly do you market the stinking thing? Actually, I'm going to tell you the 10 best ways to market your book in this very next video, and in fact, Amazon gives you deeper insights on how to do that, so you don't want to miss out on this one. I will see you in the next video.